All right, guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about 7 fitness truths that nobody talks about. So number 1, there's a massive difference between working out and training. Some people can work out for an entire 10 years straight and not train one day in their life. So what I mean by this is working out is just kind of showing up, getting your heart rate going, doing some random stuff, breaking a sweat, feeling good, versus training, which is having a structured program and a structured protocol that you're progressively overloading. You're having strategies of how your reps and your sets and your weights are all going to go up. And the difference is, while you're working out, sure, you can get in shape, you can lose some body fat, you're going to get those endorphins of feeling good at the end of the workout. But for long-term muscle growth and long-term success, is it really ideal for you? Probably not, right? You want to make sure that you're following a structured, progressive overloading program. You want to make sure that your weights and reps are going up as the weeks are going on, but it's in a structured manner. It's in a strategic manner. Everything is done purposefully, right? And I think that's what's most important. So ask yourself, over the past week, did I work out or did I train? Another thing that's super important is the idea of less being more, right? Overtraining is this thing that's super popular on the internet right now. There's no days off, there's no overtraining. It's like, sometimes we need to do less and our body can relax, and that stimulus will allow us to actually grow because we're recovering. But I'm not saying show up, do the bare minimum. What I'm saying is you come in, you show up, you follow your program, you go balls to the wall during that set. You go super intense, you train until failure on whatever rep that is with the right weight, and you have nothing left in the tank at the end of that workout, that you earn those recovery days. Something that I noticed is if you're working out 6-7 days a week, it's mentally probably because you don't want to take an off day. I think subconsciously it's because you didn't actually push yourself that hard throughout those workouts, right? So less being more, as in less frequency, less volume at times to an extent, but more intensity. So the shorter workouts, not doing 25, 30 working sets, like 12 to 15 working sets as hard as we can go, and actually earning our rest and recovery days. At the end of the day, it's not really about how much you do, it's about how well you do it. So by doing the exact amount that you need to do, but being strategic about it and being super intense about it is the way that you're gonna progress. Which brings me to my next point, number 3. Soreness is not always a good indicator of a good workout. You know, oh, I want to hit legs so hard I could barely walk tomorrow. Well, you probably overdid it, actually, right? Delayed onset muscle soreness is, taking 2 to 3 to 4 days for your legs to recover, where your next workout session is now affected because you did too much volume, and now you're too sore and you're not able to progress to the next workout. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to necessarily be sore after a workout. Like, I think it's good, but that's not the only indicator of was the workout good, right? The workout being good as in, did my numbers get hit? Did my reps go up? Did my weights go up, right? Not just showing up to the gym, moving some good exercise, moving some good weight, bouncing from machine to machine, getting a nice squeeze and contraction, training until failure, being super sore, but then next week you show up and it's like, well, what the hell did I even do last week? I don't know the numbers, I don't know the reps, I don't know the sets, I don't know the machines I was on, right? But I was sore, right? So let me just do the same thing, but like different exercises, because I don't even remember what I did, right? So being organized and being structured and being strategic is super important. Like, you guys are putting your time in, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. So we're putting our hard-earned time and our limited time that we have into 45 minutes to an hour of exercise, right? So why not be strategic and maximize that time and get the most that we can possibly get out of that? All right, number 4, and this next one might trigger some people. Eat more, do more, perform better. Enough. I've had enough of the internet with the lean is law, I want to be victim weight, lean maxing, 400 calorie deficit, 12,000 steps. It's like, bro, like, when did we as men want to do the bare minimum, right? I feel like we need to be performing more, doing more, eating more, putting the right high quality, high amount of food into our body to fuel our system so that the output is greater. I feel like we've gotten so far away from that everyone's just trying to be at a 400 to 600 calorie deficit, work out 3 to 4 times a week doing the bare minimum, and then taking 10 to 12,000 steps to be lean. Nobody cares about benching a lot. Nobody cares about deadlifting a lot. Nobody cares about squatting a lot. How fast can you sprint? How high can you jump? Like these athletes, these professional athletes that train this way, they're fucking jacked and they're more aesthetic than any of us, right? And what I think is they're not thinking in their head, oh, should I be at a deficit here so that I get a six pack for the summer? They're like, no, what food should I be eating? What can I use to fuel my performance to get better, to be faster, to be stronger, to sprint faster, to jump higher, right? So like when your goal is to perform better and to be an athlete and to train like an athlete and work on that fast twitch muscle and working on mobility and working on explosiveness and power, when your goal is to do that and is to fuel your performance, you're accidentally gonna get into crazy shape. How many professional athletes do you know that aren't jacked and shredded, right? But everyone's just doing the bare minimum now. And it's like your body is so stressed out by being at a deficit for so long. Like you're in a fat loss stage for a long period of time where your body is just stressed, right? You feed it the actual amount of food that it needs, and it's high quality, nutrient dense food, and it can relax and your muscles can relax and you can recover properly and you can perform better. You're gonna notice your workouts and your exercise is gonna be so much better. Like how many people are so fucking scared of carbohydrates? It doesn't make any sense. Carbs is what your muscles need to fuel performance. It's like very black and white and very simple. But yet there's still people that cut carbs to try to lose weight. What are we doing here, guys? Right? So eating more, doing more, performing better, accidentally, you're aesthetically gonna look great. At the end of the day, chase performance and the looks will come from that. Get out to the track. Do some sprint work. Do some heavy strength days. Do some reps of 3 to 5 on the deadlift, right? Like when did we get away from that? Especially as men, like when did we get away from that style of training? Like, bro, I'm in my 30s. I have people that I'm training in my 50s, in their 50s, in their 60s, that all they want to do is lift as much as they can. And then there's kids that are 20 years old, kids that are in high school, kids that are my age that are like, yeah, I'm just trying to get lean. It's like, bro, like gravity's going to win at some point. We're going to lose our muscle. We're going to get weaker, right? So why not get as strong as we actually can right now, put on as much muscle as we actually can right now, and just maintain it as our life goes on. I think that's more of the goal than lean is law. Like, come on, guys. When did we become such pussies, honestly? Number 5, cardio won't make you lean. Let's take a second here and just explain cardio. Cardio is training our cardiovascular system. We're training our heart, we're training our metabolism, we're training the engine that fuels our entire system, right? What cardio does is it increases your calorie expenditure. Yeah, it does, and that's great because it's gonna help you burn more calories throughout the day. But what it's doing is it's working on your longevity, it's working on your metabolism, it's keeping your heart pumping, and it's making your brain work better. So I don't think that cardio should be an optional thing. I don't think that cardio should be something that we're only doing to get shredded or to lose some extra weight for the summer. Cardio is super important. Training our VO2 max, doing intervals, doing Norwegian intervals, doing long, steady, low intensity, low duration exercise, and doing some incline walking, some rucking with a weighted vest, some Peloton work, walking on a Stairmaster. That kind of stuff is so important because it trains our heart. It trains our whole cardiovascular system, pumping all this blood to our body. And what it's gonna do is it's actually gonna help us recover more. So I think it's super important to not look at cardio as just a fat loss tool, but as more of a health indicator and a health span and longevity marker. Do cardio for your heart, not for your abs. Your abs are still gonna be made in the kitchen. And number 6, I think the scale is a really bad metric, right? If we're just looking at how much weight did we lose in the past 4 months versus what specifically was that weight, right? Did I lose muscle mass? Did I lose fat? Is my visceral fat up? How much of that weight that I lost is water versus lean muscle tissue, right? So I think if we're just looking at an actual scale, it's very skewed, it's very flawed. I think we really need to be looking at what our body is made of, right? I'm 200 pounds. How much of that 200 pounds is lean skeletal muscle mass? How much of that is bone? How much of that is water? How much of that is fat, right? Because there are times where people gain weight and they get upset, but really what they did is they lost fat and gained muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat anyway. So, because it's more dense. So like, let's not look at the scale and the actual number on the scale as a very objective thing when it's more important to think about what that actual weight is made of. Your scale can't actually tell you how hard your heart is working. It can't tell you how much you're deadlifting. It can't tell you how much you're able to squat and how fast you're able to run. Let's focus on the things that actually matter. And the last thing, I think it goes without being said, is sleep is the foundation and the baseline of all of this. If you have poor quality sleep, you are not going to recover. Your hormones are going to be out of whack. How many times do you wake up from a really, really bad or short night's sleep and like your decision making and your inhibition to make the right decision is just so much weaker? Like I feel like when you have a bad night's sleep or you did something to affect your sleep, like you wake up and it's like you can't actually say no to your cravings. Like you're gonna eat bad shit because you're tired and you're waking up and you have a lot of cortisol and your body's not recovered and it just is like so far out of whack. Like I have people that come to me asking me about new workout plans or cardio plans or weight loss strategies, so this and that, and I ask them like, how's your sleep? What's your sleep routine, right? We're focused on our morning routine, we're focused on our wake up routine, but like what's your sleep routine like? What are you doing before bed? When's your last meal? Are you digested? When's the last amount of water you have? When's the last time you stopped looking at blue light? Right? Are you reading at the end of the night? What are you doing to wind down? Are you doing some breath work? Like these are the things that are super important to make sure that your sleep is well, to make sure you're hitting REM sleep, to make sure you're getting that deep sleep and your body is actually recovering. There's one thing, can you out-train a bad diet? Maybe. Can you out-train bad sleep? Absolutely not. And we live in this hustle culture where it's like, sleep when you're dead, like, you know, I only need 2-3 hours of sleep and I'm good to go and I'm just nailing caffeine. It's like your body eventually is going to hit a breaking point and your nervous system can't actually handle all of that. Again, good night's sleep, we're resting, we're recovering, we're resetting. Our body can relax. It's not gonna be so tense all the time. It's not in this starvation survival mode. Like guys, it's 2026. Like we don't need to be like that. We have tools that can track our sleep, so why are we not doing it? You can nail your training, you can nail your nutrition, you can nail your hydration, but if you're neglecting sleep, you're really not gonna progress. And if you do progress, it's gonna be short-term, not long-term. As you can see, all 7 of these things, they kind of coexist with one another. They kind of all work together, right? Working out versus training. We want to make sure we're training and having a really structured, programmed workout plan and change the stimulus as time goes on. Doing less, more intense exercise is going to help you recover more. It's going to make your sessions more intense. It's going to give you a better stimulus to your muscle and you're going to get stronger from that. So less being more is super important. Being sore, not always the greatest indicator of a good workout. Being sore is great. It's nice to feel your chest being sore and knows you hit it hard the last day. The day previously, but let's not make that the only indicator that we had a good workout. Eat more, do more, perform better. Look at all these pro athletes, like I said, these guys are jacked out of their mind. Their goal is to perform better. Their goal is to be the best at their craft. Their goal is not to be in a 600 calorie deficit just to lose weight. Like these guys are jacked and shredded, and it's because they're fueling themselves efficiently and appropriately. We're doing cardio to be athletes of life. We're doing cardio to train our heart, to train our mind. We're not doing cardio just specifically for fat loss. So I think it's super important that we stop attaching fat loss to cardio. Using the scale, again, the weight can go up or down. If you had a shitty night's sleep, you can be holding a lot of extra water and a lot of inflammation, and it's just very skewed. We want to make sure that we're checking how much muscle we have on our body and we're tracking our trends over time. If we are changing our diet, we want to make sure that we're tracking the trends on a 3 to 4 to 5 week basis to see if this diet is working appropriately for us, if this new training protocol is putting muscle on for us. Focusing on what the body is made of is most important. And lastly, you gotta sleep. I'm a big sleep guy. You gotta make sure you're rested. You gotta make sure your body's recovered and it could relax. If you're not sleeping well, you're not gonna train well, you're not gonna eat well. Sleeping is the most important thing for our body and for our regulation. Like think about it, it's 8 hours a night, it's 1/3 of our life, it's 33% of our life. Let's not take sleep lightly. Listen guys, I just want to take a second. Thank you all for tuning into this episode. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. If you have any questions, any topics you want me to talk about, feel free to drop a comment below. I love you all. We'll talk soon.